Well, what is going on? Welcome back to Clayton Schick Outdoors. Of course, I'm Clayton Schick. This is 100% the outdoors, and today's mission is big pike on swim baits. Now, I say today's plan right now is swim baits, and that could always change because you have to let the fish tell you what is going to be your plan for the day. You can always go out with a plan or a goal or an idea what you're gonna do, but don't always stick to your guns right now. Swim baits though, like I said, here, I'll even show the three there that I'm probably starting with. I got a pig shad, I got a Wolf Creek, and I got a Savage Gear hard eel. There's so many different types of swim baits. We'll go through some throughout this video if I'm able to catch some on swim baits, and we'll talk about that. Who knows, I could end up throwing spinners or something like that, or top water. You never know. But right now, we're starting with swim baits. Let's do it. And the question, oh, we gotta get that net ready. The question is, am I going to actually catch fish on swim baits, or am I going to have to do something else? Net ready though is definitely key, for sure. It's a big net. Hopefully catch a big fish with this big net. Little guy. Not worth my time there, little guy. You will wreck my bait. The one disadvantage with swim baits is they can get destroyed quickly compared to a hard body bait where you can spend $30 on a hard body bait and use it for a lifetime sometimes. Swim baits, you can spend $30, $40, $50, $60. It's like soft swim baits, and fishing for predator fish could last one fish. That's one disadvantage to swim baits. Usually they're pretty good, but a guy can definitely get unlucky. Okay, let's try a different swim bait. Seen lots of fish, just not getting them to eat. Oh, come on. Oh, are you kidding me? I can't believe that didn't hook up. I even went to his mouth, or to his tail. That was perfect. Like, I can't believe that didn't hook up. It wasn't a great big one. It was like a mid to high 30s type of thing, but oh, I got bad sun angle, so I'll just use my head camera. That was awesome. It ate the whole thing, and I waited, and I set the hook. I set the hook to his tail, and it just didn't hook up. That's pretty unfortunate that it didn't hook up, but that was an epic eat right by the boat, that's for sure. Well, Pig Shad Jr. got some attention, so we'll keep throwing it for a bit. There we go. Way out there. Ooh, that fish is pushing quite a bit of water. It's only like my 5th or 6th cast with the swim bait. This feels good. Oh yeah. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Oh man. When it's glass calm, you can just see so good. Oh yeah, that's a big pike right there. Big pike. Fat one. Not super long, but it is. Oh, look at the one with it right here too. Oh, that is wicked. There's one right here with him. Oh baby, pulling the boat around. Oh, Pig Shad Jr. That's why it pays to have a couple different actions as swim baits. This one's got a little bit more wider wobble, I'd say. Maybe the tail kicks out a bit more than the Wolf Creek one that I was just using. Look at that. Oh, epic. And there's another one right here. That one is about the same size. I'm thinking this one's about a 41-ish maybe. We'll get you in the net here, show you off, and yeah, get you back. Nice, big fish. I'm thinking 41, 42. It's a nice fish. Oh, no, just 40. Just 40 inches. Oh, just a big fat one though. Well, it just hits 40 inches, but it's a big, fat fall pike. Love it. Okay, girl. Give a good kick. Come on. Give a good kick. Kick, 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 kick. She's gonna go pout. She's pouting a little bit. She's tired, but her equilibrium is good. And there she goes to rest on the bottom. Well, that was fun. And that was a good fish. I haven't been throwing this pig shad junior for very long here, and I connected. So, like I was saying when I was fighting that fish, it's good to have a couple different swim baits ready to go. And yeah, like I said, pig shad junior here with a homemade rig here, which I'll go through. A little bell sinker here just to give it a little bit of weight for easier to cast and get it to the desired depth. But I will go through this rig because this is what I did for the Wolf Creek shad as well, and I'll show you how I rig these things up because they don't come with rigs. You can buy quick strike rigs for them though, like that. They kind of same thing, they screw in and release. But yeah, we'll tie one up or get one ready to go here at some point in this video, so we're on the board. I get asked quite a bit, what does a fish like that weigh? I did bring a scale with me today to potentially weigh a fish in the net. That one, when I first caught it, looked like it was bleeding a little bit, so I decided to let it go. But a fish like that's around 18 pounds-ish. I'd say decide to let it go. I mean, like, let it go as quickly as possible. Get the hook out, measure, show it off, and that was it. If I feel like a fish is super healthy, hooked on the outside, or it's like really big, maybe I'll take the time and weigh it in the net. But a fish like that's 18 to 20 pounds, something like that. A pretty thick, healthy fish, no doubt. Got a hit way out there. I think it's small, not sure. You don't always have to do a big giant hook set with a bait like this. You can do kind of like a sweeping hook set. It's just nice. It's not big, it's not small. It's a little bit smaller than the last one, like a high 30-inch fish type of thing. 36, 37. Nice fish, but not what we're quite after. Like I was saying, you don't have to do. I got a bad sun angle. We'll talk about this in a little bit again. He's hooked right on the outside, so we're just gonna clip him quick. I like my little tool holder right here. Tools always ready to go. Come here. Be careful when you're fishing by yourself, not to high stick your rod, because that can happen pretty quick. Barbless hook will come right out as soon as oh, easy girl, easy. Okay, there we go. Not even 36, like 34-ish. So, like I was saying with the hook set, is you don't need a giant hook set with these fish and swim baits. Most of the times, they're going to be taking the whole thing in their mouth, and you just want like to basically like tighten up on them. You can give it a little bit of a hook set, of course, but tightening up on them is the most important thing. And sharp hooks is so important in that aspect. Make sure they're razor sharp. I always carry a file with me and touch them up as I go throughout the day. You don't want dull hooks with swim baits like this, especially when they start to get bigger in size. Yeah, carry a file with you. Sharp hooks, hot tip. My little tool holder, love this thing. Well, let's head to another area and see what we can find. The hunt for the big pike continues. Not that 40 inches isn't big. We're just looking for like a mid 40-inch pike. That's like a goal for sure. My personal best pike ever is 47 inches. Of course, we love to beat that, but I would just love any 44, 45-inch pike today. That would be amazing. So fingers crossed. Let's fire it up. Maybe put the drone in the air for a little bit, since we don't do a lot of that stuff, and I really like to do some more of that in the future. So put the drone in the air and yeah, let's go fishing. Let's go fishing again. There we go. Little. I think he's little. Oh, yeah, I know he's little. The thing just smoked it and just went straight sideways with it. You're a little guy. Little guy. Cleared the water. He did not like that. We might as well go through some of the rods now. The one I'm throwing the pig shad on, this is an 8-foot IMX Pro. It's a swim bait rod. It's rated for a 2 to 6 ounce bait, 15, 30 pound line, moderate fast action. It doesn't have like medium, heavy power, that type of thing on it, just a swim bait rod. I'll put the specs below for this rod. I've been using this rod for a long time. It's a really good swim bait rod. Second up, this is my second rod. This is the second year using it. This is a Savage Gear Battletech rod. I use this for my bigger baits. This one's rated for a 2 to 8 ounce bait. This is extra heavy power, moderate fast action. Again, 8 foot. Maybe said 8 foot in there, I'm not sure. This is a 7'9". This is mag heavy power. This is more like a bass swim bait rod. This is rated for a 1/2 ounce to a 2 ounce bait. And like I said, 7'9". They all have 300 tranks on them. This one has 30 pound. The IMX Pro right here has 50. And then I think I have 65 on the Savage Gear rod. So the heavier the bait, the heavier the line I go for sure. And it's not because of the size of the fish, it's the size of the baits that you're throwing. If you throw a heavy bait on a 30-pound braid, you're going to put a lot of strain on that braid throughout the day and eventually could snap it off, break it off, etc. So match up your rods to your baits. The biggest thing I can say is you want something like a moderate fast action for casting swim baits. When you're casting these, you're not doing your typical like bass killer, hammering them out, right? Where you're like not like flicking them, but you're like driving them home. This is more like what we call a sling cast, as the muskie guys would say. I don't know if they call it sling cast or what do they call it, but you're basically waiting until your bait settles in your back cast right here, rod here, and then just a pivot. Nice and easy like that. So that's the style of cast you want for these bigger baits. You're slinging baits, I guess you could say. Yeah, don't try to like snap them out with a swim bait rod because you'll just snap your rod. And these being a moderate fast action, load nice for the cast, and then also will load nice when you're fighting the fish from further out, because it is a little bit bigger bait, a little bit bigger hook type of thing, and you don't want to have too much leverage on that fish. These baits that do release from the hooks that do release from the baits are going to be a higher landing percentage than your bigger baits, where they can create a lot of leverage on them, like your hard baits, where they can twist up and create leverage basically. So swim baits, if you pike fish at all, you should definitely be fishing some soft swim baits. Apparently it wants to rain a little bit, so I think I'll throw my jacket on this camera. The rest should be okay. There we go. That might be better. Lots of times the bigger ones will just come and eat the whole bait. Just a decent fish, not big. But, oh, I got that camera all closed off right now because it was raining. But a lot of times the bigger ones will come and they'll eat the whole bait. And you might not get a hard bump or like a hard hit. It'll just be like a little, as they're kind of like just basically eating the bait. Come on, Clayton, eating the bait. Eating the bait. Come on, Clayton, words. What I'm saying is the big fish don't always hit baits hard. The bigger the bait, the smaller the fish, the harder I have to hit it and try to nail it and grab it. But sometimes the bigger ones will just match the speed of the bait, come behind it, open their mouth, and just a nice little grab. But this isn't a big fish, it's just a nice fish here. It might be hooked kind of in the inside, so I'll possibly show him off here. Yeah, it looks like I have to probably grab him to unhook him, so I'll show him off. Might have some water on the lens, not sure. Just like a 31, 32 incher, not big at all, but good action. See ya. Okay, now it's really starting to rain. I'm gonna pack everything up here, cameras, try to find somewhere where it's not raining to fish maybe, and if I can't find anything, because there's supposed to be a bunch of rain coming in, we'll just talk about swim baits yet, what I'm using. Hopefully we can find something yet where we can get out of the rain for a bit and save our cameras from getting soaked. Well, found somewhere out of the rain for a little bit. maybe get one more spot here, and then talk about the baits a little bit, and that'll be it, because I think the rain is definitely chasing me right now. Oh, got whacked right away. I don't think it's very big, but as soon as I hit the water, I got smoked. Doesn't feel small, but definitely doesn't feel big. That thing just hammered me like the moment it hit the water. Not bad though. Not bad. Not a bad fish at all. Rocket. What a rocket. Okay, nice fish. Get you unhooked, show you off even, and get you back. That's a nice fish. Not big, not small. Definitely too big for shore lunch, but too small to be a trophy. See ya. Got whacked again. I don't think it's very big. Definitely lots of fish here though. I might go to a different swim bait so I don't get this one beat up. That's the one downside with swim baits, especially the expensive ones. Small fish can wreck them pretty quick. There's lots of fish here, but they're smaller. A lot of times fish will separate themselves this time of year. Not that you can't find some big ones with smaller ones, but this time of year the big fish will start eating fish this size. Looks like the rain's gonna catch up to me, so I thought I'd better go through a couple of the swim baits that I've been using today, plus some of the other ones that I really like. Soft body swim baits is kind of the whole focus of today's video. Maybe like a half hard body, half soft tail, but usually at least the back half is soft. This is the Pig Shad Junior. It's definitely a bigger bait and more popular bait in Europe. It's starting to become more popular in Canada and the States, North America, I guess I could say. But as you can see, a downside is you start to lose your tails pretty quick. These ones aren't super pricey. I think for like two of them, they're like $15 Canadian, something like that, I think. Don't quote me. They do have a bigger size as well. This is the Pig Shad. Just the Pig Shad, I think. This one is about, well, what here? An extra, well, it's only about an extra 2 inches, but it's definitely a thicker profile bait. This is a really good bait, especially if you're fishing an area with just bigger fish. The Pig Shad. The other one I was using today, the Wolf Creek. This is an 8 inch or 20 centimeters. You can see I put a little bell sinker on here. So the rig that I'm using, I'll go through that real quick first. It's pretty simple, but into the hook, not the hook, the front of the lure, this little spike with a little spiral thing here. I don't know the correct terminology for it, the correct name, but so you put that in first, and then you attach a split ring. Pull up a bait here. So you put that spike end thing down into the bait there, right, which is right there. Here, I'll take this off of the leader here, maybe too. Oh geez, be careful for stuff like that. Look at, it's almost coming off the leader. I don't run clasps. I run usually just like a split ring for the most part. I hate how clasps open up all the time, but that leader just got caught underneath that bait. The split ring there, so be very, very cautious with that. Of course, this will be a lot easier if I just grab my split ring pliers, but we'll make her do here. So this is for the leader right now. I'm using on this side. This is a 12-inch titanium leader. Titanium's nice because you can reuse them for a long, long time before they kink at all. And these actually come from a friend of mine, Race Marcinku. I forget the name, Predator. I think it's Predator leaders. They're not really selling them. They're only selling them kind of commercial to like lodges and stuff like that. But this is a really, really good leader. Predator. I think it's called Predator. I'll put a picture of it right over here. And maybe you could contact them and maybe you could talk them into tying some up for you. But those titanium leaders are quite amazing. So So on that titanium leader, I got a little split ring on there. I take the clasp off, and then that's that spiky twisty thing here that I showed you that goes in there. And then from there, there's split ring, a good barrel swivel. It's like 125 pound ball bearing. I don't know how many ball bearing, maybe it's just one ball bearing. I don't know, but a good swivel, another split ring, one more swivel, a split ring, and then this is a number, a 4-aught, not a 4-aught, Clayton. 4-aught's huge. It's a 1-aught. Come on, Clayton. You know better than that. In fact, you even have some right here. They're 1-aughts. For VMC round bend treble. I use the number 1, or I use the 1-aughts quite often. Sometimes maybe I'll go to a 1 as well, which is one size smaller, and then maybe sometimes I'll go one size bigger to a 2-aught, depending on the size of bait that I'm running. You could put you could do this with like wire and crimp and stuff like that, but I love the swivels for it can twist and turn, and it never creates leverage. Once this hook pops out of this lure, this fish has no leverage then. A lot of times with a hard body bait, when it's up against the lure, they twist and they turn, and then you can create that fish can create a bunch of leverage there, which can mislodge the hook. I'm having trouble speaking today. Let's get it together, Clayton. You got this. And then a little ball sinker goes onto the split ring right here. This is just to kind of bring it down a little bit, give you a little bit more distance when you're casting, and like I said, just bring you down in the water column just a tiny bit. So a couple other favorite swim baits. One I've used for a lot of years. This is a line through trout. This is Savage Gear swim bait, 8-inch. They don't make this color anymore. I don't have any other colors that they do make. Yeah, this one I believe they still make. The 3D trout. Oh, I got a mess here. Come on. A little bit of a mess. Okay, we'll pull up 2 baits at once. But they make this color still. An 8-inch slow sink. This one I rigged myself right here with some wire that I'll show you. Here's another style of swim bait, and one that I didn't use today. This one's by Rapala. This is a pedo. Haven't used this one at all, I don't think, ever yet. This looks pretty new. A Rapala pedo. Maybe pedo right there. Rapala makes a couple good swim baits too. The pig shads I showed off. Another one by Savage Gear. This one I've used a lot in the past. Big fan of this one. It's line through perch, 8-inch, and this one's got the thumper tail. So you got your thumper tails, you got your side to side. Savage Gear makes one here too with a big pulse tail here. This one's got really nice action. So another way to rig a lot of these baits is tieable wire. This is a 40-pound American fishing wire. Pretty expensive, but it's 7x7 strand, nylon coated, so it's very tieable. I have some 65-pound stuff that I tie. It's really good. So that's kind of, oh, we have one more swim bait to show off yet here. Different, completely different. I was using one of these earlier. See, it's starting to rain here. Just a different color. They don't make them anymore. You can still find them in Europe, I believe, if you search pretty hard. I got a mess. This is, yeah, look at the camera, it's raining. I gotta end this quick. This is a Savage Gear hard eel. This is, I forget the size of it, I'll put it here as well for centimeters, but you can still find them in Europe, I believe. A couple different styles of swim baits. Swim baits will catch big fish though. Just be cautious when you use them when there's lots of fish around. You can definitely end up losing your tails of your swim baits quite often. Sometimes the swim bait will last all day, sometimes it'll last one fish. But anyways, it's raining, so I better pack up. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, get outside.